I hate being so rich and humble. Today, I made $2,154.78, and here's how I did it on the NASDAQ. Going into the day, it was quite simple, except it actually wasn't at all. You might be asking, why was it not super obvious, Clay, baby? Well, let me tell you why. So this is what I saw, right? Going into the day, well, let's look on the hourly. This will be a little bit better, a little bit easier, a little bit more efficient. So I noticed that we completed a 1 hour market maker sell model exactly like this. Exhibit, oh, that looks like shit, like this, right? That's kind of what it looks like. It's like, if it had Down syndrome, which is a real thing, and I'm not making fun of it, YouTube. I mean, it's a real thing. People have Down syndrome, bro. And you know what? Shout out to the ones that do, bro. Now, as we know, this is my draw on liquidity yesterday. I really wanted to see it. Unfortunately, I did not take any shorts. No YouTube video yesterday because there was no fucking trade challenges level possible. So, whoa, what is that? Okay, I just wanted to take a screenshot or something. But the reason why I didn't know if I was bullish or bearish was because of the market maker model on ES. You can see it clear as day on the 4 hour, even on the 1 hour. I was like, bro, what are we doing? We had inverse on the 4 hour. And there was really good draws below, really good place for the market to go to. But I understood that NASDAQ was in a great spot for bullishness. But I have a rule. Everybody listen. I have a rule. And my rule is that I don't take 930 Judas swings. You know where this is going if you're an ICT motherfucker. I do not take Judas swings unless it is an extremely obvious narrative. Due to the DOLs that were semi-edged on ES, I wasn't going to take the trade, bro. Even though it was obvious on NQ, because the trade has to look at least decent on both assets if I want to take it. Anyways, for that reason, bro, I really wanted conditions to be set for me so I could take an easy, super highly probable trade. So what happened? Going into the session, we immediately manipulate into a 15-minute fair value gap. And sure enough, challenge, we get a beautiful 30-second, right? I saw this in live markets, bro, but I've taken, mark my words, bro, I've taken Judases that look damn better than this, and I get my booty smacked from the back. So I'm really just not into it, bro. Of course, it hits TP in a matter of 3 minutes. It was a beautiful trade. Everything I've ever hoped for, everything I've ever dreamed of. But now the ball is in my court. I'm like this. I'm rubbing my shit together. I say, NASDAQ, please. I say, okay, well, if the NASDAQ goes down, I'm taking continuations. Now, again, this is high resistance, right? 15-minute intermediate low, and we had really good displacement off the gap. If we want to go higher, we can, but why? Why, baby? Do you like this so much? Notice the London highs, which is sponsored up here, right? That's a daily profile. That's a London manipulation, New York continuation daily profile. Not to mention on ES, we had swept that shit. No problem at all. I believe it was, it was this one right here. We had swept it, and it looked so good. The sweep, it looked perfect. It looked like something out of a movie. So we created a high time frame SMT with like this high or something, bro. Forgive me, but I don't give a fuck. All right? Just go back and look at it yourself. I saw that we created a high time frame SMT, and then we absolutely shit the bed and had amazing displacement. I was like, yes, because this is everything I wanted the NASDAQ to give me, plus more inches, right? So we have a crazy dump. There was a 4-minute short right here. Baby, why did you fade this short? Well, I didn't fade the short. What I did, right? And this is good tech, right? Because look at this risk reward. The risk reward on this is horrible, bro. You have to be on your hands and knees begging the market to get a 1-to-1, right? It's not going to happen. 110-point stop loss. If you had it up here, it's 130-point stop. No, not POR. No, not 100-point stop loss. That was a freaking stutter. And I rebuked that, bro. I got the freaking chain around my neck. Tell everybody you know and love. So I wasn't going to take it, but what did I want to do? I can take a CISD entry because obviously the draws are lower now, right? That's exactly what I was thinking. So I had a CISD entry right here. And unfortunately, it just never happened, bro. I waited for a retrace. I never got... Oh, wait, never mind. I was going to say, wait, I didn't get the retrace. No. So I had... So I had it right here for a CISD, but once we took my break even point, which was this, this 5 minute, the 15-minute intermediate low, obviously I got rid of the CISD. So no entry there. But what I was ready for was a continuation off of this 5 minute fair value gap. This looked so beautiful, right? We have a 4 hour intermediate low. We displaced heavily off the 1 hour. We have bearish order flow. I was super excited for it. Now, yes, the market maker sell model was complete, but I also fully realized that ES had the ability to go lower, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I go down to the 1 minute. I go clicking, I go clacking, I go clicking. And now here it is, the 1 minute inversion. The 1 minute inversion of hopes and dreams and all the money and all. I take this trade and I get everything I want out of life. I get my Bugatti, I get my hot wife, everything's perfect. Psych! This trade was dookie butt. Now, why? Why, Clay Baby 386? Was it so dookie, bro? We made exactly equal highs, right? We inversed the 5 minute on ES or the 4 minute, or we didn't make a 5 minute is what I should have said. We didn't even make a 5 minute. We created exactly equal highs. At this point, this is a great place to manipulate to. ES is looking bullish. It doesn't look bearish. And I lost a trade the other day because I took a short when ES looked bullish. So I said, no, scratch that. Riddle me this, Riddler. Right? And that's from the DC universe. So if you like Batman, tell everybody, bro. I was not going to take the trade. Sure enough, yo, put one in the chat if you got your back blown out by that candle right there. Ay, caramba. Oh, and you might be noticing something. You might be saying, yo, Clay Baby, looks like there was another SMT. There was. You're a genius. Except you're not, because I took the trade, and you probably took the first one, dipshit. And I shouldn't be cursing because I'm biblical like that. I take a short right here. It's a beautiful short. I actually got an amazing fill, so I ended up getting it like right here, I believe, and then I just wanted to target the 4 hour intermediate low. Great risk to reward, super high resistance stop loss, reacting off of the 5 minute, which ended up being real small. Like the 5 minute was pretty tiny. And then we got an SMT, and then we had amazing displacement. I was not going to take this trade if there wasn't amazing displacement, but it sold me when I saw this candle on ES. Yes, we did not close through it, but that is quite the little piss missile. A 6-point candle in 1 minute. It's not bad, bro. And then, of course, we have 54 points on the NASDAQ, bro. Like, literally crazy displacement. So I smacked the trade, and it just blew to my TP. Now, I will admit, bro, there is one thing. Everybody say it. There is one thing. The one thing that was wrong about my trade was simply the availability of DOLs. And now, yes, I do understand this, but then why did you take the trade if one of your rules is having a good target, but your target really wasn't that good? Because fuck you, that's why. I really like this trade. Why did it do that again? Why does it always do that? I really like this trade. You cannot stop me from liking this trade. We had DOLs lower on ES, which isn't part of the model. You don't do DOLs on ES because they do move separate sometimes. But I had really high conviction in this trade. The way we dumped off the 1 hour was seriously beautiful. You got to realize at 10 o'clock, when I entered the candle, this is what the high time frame looked like. We had a low right here. We respected the 1 hour like crazy. We blew through. We inversed the 15-minute right here. Then we retraced into a 5 minute. Not only that, but then we get an SMT at the 1 hour now intermediate high. And then we have 54-point displacing candle. It was literally a beautiful trade. Now, yes, it was technically a high resistance stop loss, but we did have the AMD structure right here, which looks amazing. And then we also had a little bit of LRL. So I faded the first 5 minute cont because one, there wasn't enough structure. Two, the candle on the 1 minute was ass. That's why I didn't take it. Sorry, I didn't say anything sooner. I really didn't like this trade that much, but because I really wanted it on ES. I wanted ES to sweep that out. I wanted an SMT to really prove where we wanted to go. Like I said, my bias was pretty neutral going into the day, so I needed to see an abundance of proof, right? And what did you know, bro? Like I said, if I stay patient, I follow my rules, the trades work out. The trade went absolutely amazing. I went break even once we swept this low. Now, why did I do that? Because low key, bro, I'm not even going to hold you, fam. I realized that I had no DOL. I had no DOL. I had a high resistance 4 hour intermediate low that did not need to get traded back to as my as my target. But why do I not really care about that, bro? Honestly, because there was a discounted 1 hour fair value gap in the leg, and we reacted so well off of it, right? When trading high resistance to high resistance, which would be this, right? Because this high is high resistance, and then also this low right here is also high resistance. So how would you handle this situation? The way you handle it is simply, oh, and you can't even see the red. That's okay. I didn't even want anybody to see it anyways. The way you see it, okay, it still didn't change it. I don't know what happened. I totally forgot what I was saying. Fuck! But anyways, that was my trade for the day. If there was about to be some sauce in there, I'm sorry. Oh, yeah. You can see how we trade, if we're going to trade from high resistance to high resistance based on EQ of the range, right? Like, let's say we have gaps like this. If there's a super discounted gap, right? And we only trade up to here, we're not even EQ of the range, and we show a great reaction out of it. That is proof that this quote unquote high resistance level is actually not going to be high resistance. And that's how you can trade high resistance to high resistance. You go, okay, I'll just see how this fair value, it's like setting conditions. Oh, this discounted fair value gap showed amazing displacement. Okay, well then I can take the trade lower. So that is some really good sauce, bro. Write that down, suck on it, lick on it, etc., bro. But yeah, that was basically my trade for the day. It was a nasty trade. There was I faded the 30-second just because I wasn't super convinced on longs. However, you do have time frame alignment. You have a manipulation into a 4 hour, then you manipulate into a 15-minute. You have greatest placement up, and you have a mutual DOL. So people that want to be long obviously want the 1 hour fair value gap to hit, and people who want to short also want the 1 hour fair value gap to be hit. Does that make sense? Yes. So mutually agreed upon DOLs are so nasty for price, and honestly, I should have considered that more because those mutually agreed upon DOLs obviously have really high win rates. We also had this 3-minute right here, but at this point it was chop city. I don't think after two major moves like this, like 200-point move, 200-point move, like we were really going like crazy. We had a 100-point move down, then a 150-point move up, and then a 200-point dump down. At this point, bro, I don't think I'm taking a 3-minute. There was also a 5-minute continuation afterwards, which also ended up playing out. But I mean, you're getting into 920, 930 territory after we've already completed all the DLs. We've met all the objectives of the day. At this point, you're just riding all-time highs, right? Which you're blessed for if you did. And honestly, it's not even a bad thing. But you can see where we are now. We are way up here in freaking no man's. Ooh, actually, we rejected pretty well. Tomorrow's gonna be an amazing trading session. But anyways, yeah, that was my trade for the day. I am $700 from passing 2 evals, and then after that, bro, it's just funded and making some money. So let me know what trade y'all took. If you have any questions in the comments, please put them below, bro. If you hate me, do a thumbs up. If you liked this video, put a thumbs down, bro. Fuck it, opposite day.